join the Ogles as we head out for Perdido Key, Florida for a friends and family vacation 2022. Bye, house. Well, that's it. We're all loaded up, ready to go to Florida. All the preparation. Now it's time to have fun. Are you ready to have fun now? Let's go. Well, when we started out this morning, we had no idea where we were going to be stopping tonight, and we have since made a decision. We were reaching out to some of the other families that are on this journey, all at different points in the trip, and one of them is stopping tonight in New Orleans at an RV park. We don't have our RV, but we went ahead and called, and they have a condo there that you can rent. So we rented it, and that's where we're staying tonight. We are going to the Big Easy. Woohoo! Very exciting. We went from not knowing exactly where we were stopping to now we are really looking forward to our next stop. Should be fun. Okay, we're in Lake Charles, and it's day one still. We stopped for lunch, and we are at, what is it? Billy Bob's. Billy something or other.
Steamboat Billy's.
Steamboat Billy's. And we're having fried food. It's gluten-free, so I'm super excited about that. That porlo looks good. We are at the RV park that our friends are staying at with their RV. All of us are on our way to Florida to Perdido Key, and they happen to have a single condo available for rent at this RV park, and we called and reserved it on our way, and here we are. So I'll give you a quick tour. All right, we'll show you the stairs on the way down. And there is our rig parked there next to the security, which is nice, so we feel pretty safe with our golf cart and all of our stuff out there. And this is the condo. It's really nice. It's a nice big kitchen, although we're not going to use it. We're fixing to go out. Madison's getting ready. Nice big living room. And it overlooks the pool area, which is awesome, although I don't know that we're going to get time to use the pool because we're only here for one night.
Oh, we're using that. I don't care.
It's open till 11 p.m. We got to come back before 11. And then here's the bedroom. It has one bedroom. Hi. It has a nice big king-size bed, little desk area, and then a closet with lots of towels. And this is a storage, and then it has a nice bathroom with a shower and a sink and washer dryer. Again, we're only going to be here one night. We won't get to use it, but all in all, really nice condo, and the price was very affordable. And heck, this may be our new place that every time we come to New Orleans we want to stay at. This is really convenient.
Your temper only comes and goes when I steer you in the wrong.
Trip. We drove about an hour or so from New Orleans, and now we're in Long Beach, Mississippi, and had a nice breakfast at the Harbor View Cafe right there. And now we're going to go drive along to the beach for a little bit and head towards Perdido Key. I was really impressed with how pretty the beaches were in Mississippi. The sand is super white and powdery, and the ocean was really pretty, and beautiful homes all along this strip of road from Long Beach, Mississippi, on up closer to where we needed to wind up in Florida. We were really glad we broke the drive up into 2 different days. We drove about 7 hours day one to New Orleans, and then about 4 hours the next day, 4.5 maybe, to Perdido Key. It's a really nice way to break up this long drive. Yep. Oh, yes, this is awesome. First day at the beach here in Perdido Key, we were really impressed with the beauty of the beach. The sand is just lovely, so powdery white. It was a windy day this particular day, and so we had some strong gusts and definitely some big swells and waves. And the kite surfers were really enjoying the water and the wind, and they gave us a really great show this first morning. Later that night, we took the golf cart from the RV park over to Sunset Grille, which is a restaurant really close by. It's here in this harbor area of Perdido Key, and what a little gem of a restaurant. The food is really good. The view is beautiful, and it is mostly, I think, entirely outdoor seating. So if you're not one for the humidity and heat of Florida, this may not be the restaurant for you. But if you like being outside, if you like watching the sunset, this would be the place to be any evening at sunset time. next day, we headed over to Pensacola to the Naval Air Station to see about watching the Blue Angels do their practices. Unfortunately, at this time, the air station is closed to visitors. So we headed over to the Target parking lot and got a fantastic show. Exciting way to start the day, but I can tell you we really wanted to see more of those Blue Angels. Well, we headed over to Pensacola Beach and went to Crabs on the Beach. And can you check out this view? You can't get a better view for lunch. It was fantastically beautiful, was hot. Of course, it is Florida in the summer, but we had a great lunch. It was delicious food. And then we headed down to the beach and set up the pop-up. It got comfy and settled in for an afternoon of just enjoying the sand and the water. I tell you, the girls loved burying each other in the sand. That was a constant form of entertainment. This beach had a little bit of grass at it, so a little bit different than Perdido. Perdido, the water was perfectly clean. Here, quite a bit of grass, but we didn't let it stop us because the temperature was fantastic. Enjoyed these delicious drinks. Later, back at the RV park, I went for a walk down at the dock, and I absolutely loved watching the hermit crabs and the fish. This is from about 15 feet up on the dock, viewing down into the water. I mean, just incredibly clear water in Perdido Key area. So that was really cool. And this is a great place to be for sunset. Every sunset at this RV park on this dock was phenomenal. So I highly recommend this RV park to you. It's Perdido Key RV Resort and Marina. And they have a great sunset viewing location right here. On our next day, we went to Perdido Beach again and was pleasantly surprised at how beautifully calm the water had become. Almost like a lake out there, just really light swells, gentle little waves, crystal clear water. Everyone was really enjoying themselves. We had pop-ups set up for shade, and look at this sand. Just something. I loved walking in it and loved sitting in this water. We did a lot of time just floating out in the water because it was so calm. So here's a little slow TV for you to enjoy the waves. And later that day, we had to go over to Joe Patty Seafood and pick up dinner. This was such a fun experience. I had been told to go here by a few different people, and so in we went. I was not prepared for what I was about to find, and you really need to know what you're doing once you get in here. The seafood counter is huge. Look at this. Maybe 50 feet of iced seafood of all different types and varieties. And it's very busy. You have to pull a number, and then once your number is called, you get someone behind the counter there that is assigned to you and will pull your choices of what it is you're wanting to take home that day. So definitely do some looking before you go pulling your number so you know what you're going to be ordering. And then when it's time to check out, they're pretty efficient. They've got several different cashiers ready, and you head on up with everything you found, and they ring you up, and then you're free to go with your delicious finds. Another sunset at Perdido RV, and here is the crab and the delicious dinner that followed. Another day, another opportunity to be out on the ocean, so I booked us a dolphin watching and Blue Angel practice viewing cruise on this catamaran left out of Gulf Shores, which is just 15 minutes away from the RV park. It was a fantastic find. Good morning. We are in Perdido Key. Actually, we're in Orange Beach, which is Alabama. There's our boat we're about to get on, and us girls are going on a adventure, a dolphin cruise, and we're supposed to be able to see the Blue Angels practicing today. So we're very excited. The boys are all fishing. It's kind of fun. We had to walk across this cool dock back there all the way out to this neat building right here. And now we're gonna get on that boat. This boat trip was a dolphin watching and Blue Angel watching cruise, and we got to cruise out along the shoreline for the first, I'd say hour it took to get to the Pensacola area, which is where the Naval Air Station is, where the Blue Angels fly. And along the way, we obviously were in search for dolphin. So our eyes were constantly scanning the horizon to see if we could see them. And if you look way out there, you can kind of see some disturbance on the water. Those were like boiling pods of like bait fish and small fish of different varieties. And here in a minute, you're going to see that the dolphins were feeding on those fish out in these waters. So I have to say, these waters seemed very full of life, teeming with fish. And then we got our first glimpse at some of the local dolphins. There they are. And they were out, I'm sure, feeding on the fish that we could see just boiling in the waters, on the surface of the waters, all in this area. There they are. Very cool. That was as close as we got to the dolphins on this trip. They could really care less about us. They did not come over and investigate the boat at all. They were really way more interested in the fish themselves. So this was as close as we got, but you know, that was all we needed. That was really cool. We could hear them, you know, blowing the air, and got to see them swimming and feeding. But then we got to Pensacola, and it was time for the big show. The Blue Angels took off, and the show began. Our captain even commented after this practice was over that this was probably the best practice he's ever seen. So I have a feeling they were really getting warmed up for all of the 4th of July shows they're probably doing here very soon. Honestly, the videos did not do the Blue Angel show justice. The intensity of those planes flying right over our heads, the sound, the vibration, it was intense. It was so exciting. I highly recommend this cruise to anybody who loves watching the Blue Angels. So check it out in the links below. I'll try to put a link down there if you're interested in reserving for this cruise. And after the Blue Angels were done practicing, they usually practice for about 30 minutes. It was time to head back the direction we came, which was west, back over to the Alabama side. And along the way, instead of traveling along the Gulf of Mexico coastline, we went up the intercoastal waterway. So in between the chain of islands out along the Gulf and the mainland. And eventually we came to a little place where the captain likes to park the boat, and they actually drive the catamaran right up onto the sand. That's what everybody does in this area with their boats. And so he drove the catamaran right up onto the sand and let down the stairs so we could get out and do some playing. As you can see, they had some cool swings underneath the catamaran that they let down. And then they got out paddle boards, a kayak. And we took a little walk along the beach, and jellyfish. So there are jellyfish in the waters here, and they do sting if they get on your skin. So you kind of want to be aware of your surroundings as you're swimming. That was the only one we saw in this area. And then, of course, all kinds of little tiny fish. And then we took a walk. Just around the corner are the remains of Fort McCree. And that is a Civil War fort. There actually isn't hardly any of the remains themselves left that you can see. It's just the location that is memorialized, and they have some information about, what the fort was used for and how long ago it stood and that sort of thing.
Someone got shy.
Yeah.
Someone realized that.
It's a little slippy in.
What was really fun about the boat ride back was that because we were going up the intercoastal waterway, we cruised right by the RV park where we have been staying. And we also, where I was just pointing just there in the video, that's where the boys took off for their fishing charter. There's our RV park. It was really cool to see it from a completely different perspective out on the water, looking at it as we went by. And then over there, that is where the fishing charter left from. So this was really neat to see it from a different location. Additionally, my sister-in-law's sister just bought a property that is literally across from the RV park that we stayed at. I believe it is that house right there, that mint green kind of one. So we were checking that out. So while we girls were out on the water, on the boat, the boys were also out, and here they are cruising out, but they went 40 miles offshore to go fishing. So Chuck captured some great photos and videos. This is Chuck with his hair, his hat being flown back by the breeze, and then all of the guys out there fishing and catching fish. They had a grand time, spent the whole day. They left very early in the morning and spent the whole day out catching fish, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about what they caught.
So we went out on Traditions fishing charter. We ended up with a pretty good haul of red snapper, vermilion snapper, king mackerel, Joe B and Neil, Carrie, and of course that shows something. Here's Captain Mike cleaning our catch of the day, which we had some other fish, triggerfish, bonita, and shark, but all in all, it was a great day of fishing.
After cleaning their catch, the fishing charter brought them right over across the way to the RV park, so they didn't even have to drive home. It was really convenient. So they came on over and unloaded all their stuff off the fishing charter boat, and then it was time to clean up and carry on with more vacation adventures. We had one more beautiful dinner at Sunset Grille. Delicious food, fantastic sunset. It did not disappoint this night. And then it's time to face reality, folks. Vacation only lasts so long. And then we've got to go back to the real world. Time to head back to Texas. So we got up the next morning, loaded up, headed out. That night, we stayed at the Golden Nugget in Lake Charles, Louisiana. That was about, I think it was maybe a 6-hour drive from Perdido Key to there, maybe 7. And it was a really fun night. We were only there for one night. I didn't video much. I just needed some time off. Just needed to enjoy myself. We had a nice dinner, the Italian restaurant there. The lazy river was fun. And then we were up bright and early the next morning, ready to go. Chuck and our friends, Kim and Joe, they all stayed there too that night, and they got some casino time in. Nobody was a big winner, unfortunately, so we really did have to head back home to Texas. So off we went. We were pretty happy to see our Welcome to Texas sign, and it was just a really pleasant road trip. Well, we had one more pit stop on the way home, and that was in Hempstead. We went to First Class BBQ, and I highly recommend this barbecue place. The outdoor area, very cool. However, it was blazing hot this particular day, so we were not hanging out here. But had it been a cooler day, I definitely would have been hanging out there. They had some cornhole set up, great tables, bar area, and inside the restaurant, nice and air conditioned, and some seating, and the entire building is lined with all of the awards they have won at barbecue competitions. So their menu is up, and they basically, serve it until they're out of it. And this particular day, they were out of the ribs, which is what they are well known for. So that was kind of a bummer. Chuck was really looking forward to trying their ribs. They've won a lot of awards on ribs. Look at all of these trophies, and this is just one small segment of the awards that are lining the walls here. So pretty impressive in regards to their competition. We had the smoked turkey, some brisket, potato salad, of course, lots of pickles, and even some smoked meatloaf. I approved of everything I tasted. The girls and Chuck also loved it, and we had plenty of leftovers, and we enjoyed it the next day too. We had some of that leftover smoked turkey. I love that smoked turkey. Of course, you can't finish some Texas barbecue without banana pudding, and they had that too. So I hope you enjoyed our little visit here to First Class BBQ. Thumbs up for them, for sure. With our bellies full, it was time to head out and head home, do the last bit of the drive. Couldn't wait to pull in and see our horses, our dogs, and thanks to my mom, she took care of everything while we were gone. Thanks to her, still had a garden left when I got back. She kept everything watered. We had 100-degree heat every day we were gone. Just nothing like coming home after being gone for a whole week. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed coming along to Perdido Key with us, and who knows where we'll go next time.